Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 252, season 11. Today's date is September 8th, 2023, and welcome to the program. On today's show, I will talk about the Purple Hotel that was located in Lincolnwood, Illinois. What a history of that. And also I'll discuss my favorite toys from the Wham-O Company from the 1970s. They're still around. Some aren't. Some are. We'll get to that later. And so it'd be very interesting. Yeah, it'll be very fun. Okay. Before we get started, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Libby's Fruit Float Dessert. I remember this. I remember the commercials. Anyone who grew up in the 70s would remember this particular product. Okay, so this commercial is from 1974. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show. Thank you, everyone.
Fruit float, fruit float, fruit float.
Fruit float, fruit float,
Fruit float, fruit float.
Wait a minute. Fruit float, fruit float.
Oh, forget it. Bet you like fruit float, but I bet you can't say it 3 times.
It's a whole new dessert for the whole family, and it's got real fruit right in it. Just add cold milk, stir, and in half a minute, it's ready.
Bet you like fruit float, but I bet you can't say it 3 times.
Fruit float, fruit float, fruit.
I bet you like it.
Wait, are you gaming? On a Chromebook?
Yep. It's got a high-res 120Hz display, plus this killer RGB keyboard. And I can access thousands of games anytime, anywhere.
Stop playing.
What?
Get out of here.
Huh?
Yeah, I want you to stop playing and get out of here so I can game on that Chromebook.
Got it.
Discover the ultimate cloud gaming machine, a new kind of Chromebook.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Libby's Fruit Float Dessert. When you heard it, there was a tongue twister, fruit float, fruit float, fruit float, fruit float. You can't do it. This product came out in 1974 from the Libby's company. Libby's on the label. That. It was a dessert. You just pour the fruit float out of the can, and you pour milk, and you stir, and it's ready. You can also make recipes with that. I never had this product. It was like a pudding like dessert. I love pudding, but not fruit. I like I like chocolate, vanilla, butterscotch, pistachio. I like those. And and then you would have 4 servings of this, and you could put like other fruit on top. And I'm sure it was fine. It came in other flavors. One was strawberry. I think the other one was, for example, raspberry, peach, pineapple, and mandarin orange. I'm sure there were others. And so my mother never bought this. I forgot to show her this product. She probably remember it. We'll see. She's not home, so we'll wait later on. And so that was one of the vanished products from Libby's from the 1970s. Yeah. So if you want to check out the commercials, they're on YouTube. Help yourself. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned what I'm going to talk about. I talk about the Purple Hotel that was located in Lincolnwood, Illinois. And also I'll talk about my favorite toys from the Wham-O Company from the 1970s. Before I get started, I'll give you a couple of quick updates. Health-wise, I'm doing okay so far. Let's see what else. Also, we had another death last week. It was singer Gary Wright. He's famous for his two songs, Dreamweaver and Love is Alive. I love that song, Dreamweaver, Dreamweaver. Dun, dun, dun. You know, it sounds hypnotic. And that came out in 1976. And, you know, that was a classic song that played. I used to hear this on WLS all the time, maybe AM, FM, even WFYR, 103.5 FM. You know, it's still played, but I love this song. It's so, and now Me FM radio plays that now and then. And so it's a shame because he died September 4th, 2023. He was 80 years old. He was also he was not only a singer, he was a composer. He played the keyboards. He was a child actor. You know, he did Broadway. Did that, and let's see what else. He was a member of the British blues band. It was a rock band called Spooky Tooth, and he did play keyboards on George Harrison's album All Things Must Pass. So, and they were good friends. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that was nice. Like that. Also, this song was very popular for the 1992 comedy Wayne's World. that movie's goofy, but I love it. It's so endearing. But you know, that's from the skit from Saturday Night Live that featured Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. Yeah, it's a classic 90s movie. Excuse me. So it's I think a lot of people remember the song from that movie, you know, like that. Okay. All right. So that's it for this show. I mean, not the show, excuse me. That's it for Gary Wright. I mean, my condolences to the family. So his songs will live on the radio, the CDs, Apple Music. You know, it's a classic 70s song. Also, Love is Alive as well. All right. So let's get started. With the show. Oh, I forgot one more thing. You know, I'm still adding people in my group, Vanish Chicagoland. Right now, I'm over 177,000 members. It's still coming. People are still want to join. It's wonderful. You got to be too careful as an admin. I have to go through the names because there's always trolls. You know, and always people still report comments that are offensive, unacceptable. I do my best. You know, I have to look that's never ending, but, you know, I'm trying to keep the group clean, you know, and enjoyable. And a lot of people love that. They don't want any politics or anything like that. It's never ending. You know, you always get people like that. They just can't get it out of their minds. You know, they have to speak out. I understand. But don't do it here. Do it elsewhere. Please. Don't do it here. All right. Now we'll get started. All right. First off, we're going to talk about the Purple Hotel. This one was very memorable. Also very infamous. And very unique. So let's see. So it opened in someone told me 1961 or 62, and it was the Hyatt House Hotel. And let's see. So let's see what else. And it was located at 4500 West Touhy Avenue in Lincolnwood, Illinois. And let's see what else. And they had they had a couple of good restaurants, very upscale. One was called Tessie's and TJ Peppercorns. I remember that. They had an outdoor pool, and they had live entertainment, like such as Perry Como, Roberta Flack, and Barry Manilow. So they got some very high-class singers, you know, to entertain, which is great. And then they changed the name to the Hyatt Lincolnwood. It kept changing all the time. And then later on, it changed to the Purple Hotel. Now, this one was famous for two incidents. One was there was a crime committed, and there was a man called Alan Dorfman, and he was a Teamsters lawyer and a Chicago outfit mobster, and he was convicted to bribe a U.S. senator, and so I don't know which U.S. senator was it. I'm not sure, and then he got murdered in 1983, around January 20th, 1983. Yeah, he got killed. So the reason he got indicted was because of embezzlement, all kinds of charges like that. When you mess with the mob, no, that's not good. So let's see. So he was gunned down in the parking lot outside the Purple Hotel, and it was like a gang style execution, and he was cooperating with the authorities, and probably to avoid the prison time, so like that. So, so that was very scandalous. I remembered from the news. I watched it in the early 80s. It was a big deal back then. They made a movie called The Irishman that came out in 2019. That was directed by Martin Scorsese, and his character was portrayed by an actor. His name was Jake Hoffman. And if you watch the movie, they got the dates wrong. He was not killed in 1979. He was killed like 4 years later. I don't know. Somebody should have done their homework on that. So, and also another crime that happened. They had like swingers parties. Ooh, just like in the 70s, They had like like orgies, drug usage. Oh my God, that was bad. And the guy's name was Stuart Levin. I don't know who he was involved with that. So that's really bad. So when I posted this yesterday, a lot of people think when I posted about the Purple Hotel, the first person that came to mind was Alan Dorfman. They posted that. Okay. Also, according to the to one website, the Digital Research Library of Illinois History Journal, Michael Jordan stayed at the Purple Hotel in 1984, his first night in Chicago, and then he started his illustrious career as a great basketball player, for the Chicago Bulls. Oh, that's very interesting indeed, like that. And okay, so then in the 1990s, the hotel changed ownership, and it was operated by the Radisson and the Ramada. And then in 2004, it just became the Purple Hotel. But a lot of people just called that, Then a few years later, it was closed in January 2007 due to health code violations. It was falling apart. People were trying to buy it, and it was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in July of 2013, excuse me. And they tried to preserve it. But they tried it, but the real estate group that purchased the hotel in 2011, but they decided to demolish it. Yeah, they said, nah, we can't. We'll just get rid of it, which is a shame. So they demolished it, and they sold off the purple bricks at the 2013 Lincolnwood Fest, for a fundraiser for the Lincolnwood Public Library, which is pretty good. And I'm sure I have a funny feeling a lot of people still have their bricks. They still have the bricks from the hotel, which is kind of cool. It's like the Berlin Wall from 1989. So it's still, the last time I heard, it's still under construction. They will try to bring another hotel, maybe bring some restaurant, retails, as far as I know. I passed by it about maybe a couple years ago. I was meeting with a friend for lunch in Lincolnwood, and I passed by it, and they're still under construction. So it's taking a while. So we'll see what's going to happen like that. And so that's pretty interesting. But you know what? It was a pretty hotel, with the purple. I don't think you can find another hotel like that in the United States. I doubt it. Maybe in Europe, maybe elsewhere in the world. I don't know. But like I said before, it was very unique and very memorable, and also infamous too. Okay, so that's it for the Purple Hotel. Right now, I'm going to talk about another subject that I'm very fond of. It's my favorite toys from the Wham-O Company, Wham-O Toy Company, excuse me, from the 1970s. This company is still around. They're still making toys. I'll give you a brief history of that, and then I will talk about my memories of this particular company. So the Wham-O Company is based in Carson, California. And it was founded in 1948. The founders' names were Richard Nuhr and Arthur Spud Mellon. Okay. So they graduated from the University of Southern California. They were graduates, and they were friends since teens. And they decided to form their own business. And the first product they created was the Wham-O Slingshot. Yeah. I don't think you see slingshots anymore. They're kind of dangerous like that. Oof. I used to see, when I was a kid, when you're in class, we used rubber bands for slingshots like that. Well, I used to get hit by, paper and all that. One time it hit me in the ear and it started bleeding. Oh, that was awful. Yeah. Thank God the teacher took me to see the nurse. But I saw another kid got hit, the same way, like that. All right. So anyway, then they introduced more products. And then in 1957, they introduced one of the most famous products in the world, the hula hoop. That's still around. And I've used a hula hoop before. I used it when I was a kid. I don't know if I could do it now. Well, it looked like a lot of fun. I used to do that in school, maybe at the park, in the neighborhood. And so after that, they had another product, which we all know today as the Frisbee. And the inventor's name was Fred Morrison. And then and it was introduced later in 1959. And and it became very popular, especially in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. Oh, it was like everyone had one. I had one too. And even like companies in Chicago had their own Frisbees like that. Or you buy them in the toy stores like Children's Bargain Town like that. Or any toy store available, Toys R Us, you would find the Frisbee like that. Okay. And let's see. So right now I'm going to play a commercial for two products that came from Wham-O. They're on the same commercial. One was Super Ball, and the other one was Super Elastic Bubble Plastic. After the commercial, I will talk about those two products and other toys that I had when I was a kid. Okay? And this is from the 1970s. So sit back and relax, and here is the commercial. Thank you, everyone.
Wham-O presents the Firetron Formula Super Ball and super elastic bubble plastic. Plastic bubbles from a tube. Just squeeze it out and blow it up. They last and last. Firetron Super Ball gives you 50,000 pounds of compressed energy for crazy bouncing tricks. Firetron Super Ball and super elastic bubble plastic, sold separately from Wham-O.
This episode is brought to you by Google. The Google Cybersecurity Certificate provides the necessary skills to begin a career in cybersecurity. Visit safety.google/cyber workforce today.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Super Bowl. And Super Ball, not Super Bowl. Sorry. And super elastic bubble plastic. Oh, and super elastic bubble plastic, it came in a tube. And I think you open it. I don't know if you pierce it in, like you take something to open it, like you did today. And then you start, then you take like a tube, like a little skinny tube, and then you start, like first you squeeze it out of the tube. And then you attach it to the tube and you start blowing it, and then it just blows up these incredible colored bubbles. And then you sealed it and you go play, like a beach ball, with the other kids, which is a lot of fun. I don't know if you deflate them, if you poke on them, because, I never played with it. No, but I never owned one. I used to play with other kids, and it looked kind of cool. Very nice. It's marbled, colored like that. I did have the Super Bowl. I bought it one day. I don't know where. Don't remember. And I lost it somewhere, but that thing was powerful. You hit it against the pavement, boing, or the walls like that. It would jump up to at least 50 feet, I imagine. But it's a good price. Those projects still around. They really are. And of course, from Wham-O, they made like that. Other products I want to mention that I had there was trackball, and it was like a badminton or something like that, or shot. Like it's like, I don't know how to describe it like that. It's it's racket. It was two rackets with 4 balls, and then you just throw it to a person, and you try to catch it, with the racket like that. And maybe you play a game, like how many times you can catch it, or if you drop the ball, you lose. That came out in the 70s, but I remember the commercials very well. And it looked like a lot of fun. It really did. A lot of people remember that. They really did, like that. The other products we had was the Magic Window. Oh, it was like sort of like Etch-a-Sketch. Well, not really, because you would just move it around. It's like it was glass, and it came in like blue and white, and it just moved. And you tried to maybe form pictures on it, or like that. It was kind of cool. Like that. I think I had this, maybe. I'm not sure. But I don't think they make that anymore. I don't think so. I haven't seen it. No, I don't know. Okay. They also had some other weird toys like that. For example, Air Blaster. Also the famous Slip and Slide. Yeah, a lot of people had that. That looked like a lot of fun. Also, there was Water Wiggle. And you attach it to your garden hose, and you try to catch him. He's like wiggling around like that. He has a goofy looking face. There was also Monster Magnet like that. Okay. Also, there was Super Stuff. Well, that came out in the 60s. It was like some glob, pink glob. and you try to stretch it. It looked like a giant silly putty, and you stretch it around and you make faces. And according to the company, it was safe to buy that. Also, there was fun fountain that it was like a clown, and you attach it to the hose, and then his head would squirt out, and then the top head would just it would like pop up and squirt water all over the place. I never had this product, but I remember the commercials, and it was kind of cool. Also, there was one we all forget: Silly String. That I owned, and this came out in the early 70s. Okay, it was like string. It came out in an aerosol can, and you would aim, and you would, push the button, and out comes a string, and you put it on somebody or something, and they come out. They're all tangled up, and they look so silly. It was great for parties like that, But I remember that in school. Excuse me. So that is, I did have that, and it was a lot of fun doing that. The teachers didn't mind, no, they didn't mind that at all. I'm sure there were other products that Wham-O made. Some have discontinued, and some are still around like that as well. Let's see I don't know if there's anything else. Let's see. No, not much really. So, there was also called Magic Sand. It was sand coated, and it caused water to bead off rather to be absorbed. Kind of weird product. Also, it was Hacky Sack, if anyone remembers that. Okay, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, the reason I picked this subject is, when you were a kid in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you had these wonderful toys that toy companies made. They're stuck in your mind, because they were a lot of fun. Today, you have your phones and you play video games, but you actually want to play toys, actual toys, board games, And I think parents were trying to make the kids today to play with those instead of staring at their phones, To me, that's not good. You got to get them off of those. It's nice to have a phone, but you got to have eye contact with people and play games, manually like that. Okay, so that's it for the show. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the Purple Hotel that was located in Lincolnwood, Illinois. Also, my favorite toys from the Wham-O Toy Company from the 1970s. Okay, and this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Also, it'll be on my YouTube channel, Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and also on the apps that I mentioned. It'll notify you for a new episode. Also be on my blog, vanishingchicagoland.blog. You can find it there. And also on my social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. You can copy the link, and it'll take you right there. And you can listen as well. Okay. So this is Pete Costanas, your host of Vanishing Chicagoland Stories. Thank you for joining me. This episode will be, like I said, it'll be published later on this afternoon. You just have to wait. I will probably do another episode, probably Sunday or Tuesday. We'll see. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. The subjects I have a couple ideas. Yeah, we'll see about that. All right. So thank you again for joining me. Here's bye-bye for me, and here's bye-bye from Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.